Anyam. Who I can't see this? 2. Check the mic, check 1, 2. Check 2, 1, 2. Check it for range 1, 2. Check it 1, 2. Check it 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check it range. Check in the range 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1. Check. Check. 1, 2. Check. Check. Yeah.
Judy and love is kind
Yeah. You have a little cup with some rice we can get here? The rice some incense.
Tell them what to go for.
Yeah.
You could have one here, this girl.
Where you put the unit? Where you put the tribute? After the way, we didn't know what order to put it in.
Okay, so here we'll do, right? So I come in here. Then we have the eulogy. After me will be the eulogy.
Right, the unity, right?
Right, then we could have tribute, anything after that.
Right. So you put the
Blue side of it, real left, huh?
Yeah.
and we put here.
This will be last. The view, not the body will be last.
No, it's of that first and last.
Oh, there.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Right.
All right, sorry.
Nice.
So number one, we put Pandit.
Yeah.
We didn't know now about it.
That's no problem.
So what we say when we say Pandit?
Right, so that's the rights and everything there, right?
So
Is the name correct too?
Yeah, correct.
and so this last is right.
Yeah, this is up here.
This is going here.
Yeah, because remember with the situation with the COVID, we can't really,
Right.
yeah, so everything is more or less that out. Right, so here the procedure. So I start here, then I say a few words, then I hand over to the eulogy. समर्पयामि ओम हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि सब दिवता ओम केशवाय नमः ओम राघवाय नमः माधवाय नमः वशहन हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि वशहन हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि सब दिवता राइट हैंड तब केशवाय नमः प्रोनिमास ओम राघवाय नमः अगेन नारायणाय नमः वशहन वशहन हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि वशहन गोविंदाय नमः सब दिवता ओम केशवाय नमः ओम राघवाय नमः ओम माधवाय नमः वशहन हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि ओम हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि sip the water ओम केशवाय नमः राघवाय नमः माधवाय नमः वशहन हस्त प्रक्षालम समर्पयामि. It have the channels like a little bit separate. Get that?
I use mine.
Yeah. Nice. Let me see how. Om Shri Mahakushastito Kushastito Devah Kushas Madhe Jalarana Brahma Vishnu Maheshwaraya Namo Namam Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha Paramatamaye Namo Namam. If I feel against slack, just pull here and get tighten back, right?
Yeah, just pull it up.
Yeah. Borrow some of that chandan right there, no?
Yeah, take when we come about quick.
The funeral we do in the Bocaro. Some of the family there, you do it or you do that?
I know.
Boy, the kind of funeral them white tell them now I can't make it.
For a truck one?
Me no boy, that's some kind of fancy funeral them do. Om Sri Kanda Chandram Devanam Ganharinam Sumiro Haram Visne Virepranam Sura Srishtatuha Chandanam Pratigrahitam Om Sri Maha Kasturi Rirakam Nalata Patale Vaschastale Kausuvam Visne Nasagre Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandanam Sarvange Harichandanam Suraditam Kante Chamuktavali Gopi Sri Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandanam Sarvange Harichandanam Sulalitam Kanteja Muktavali Gopi Shri Varamukshitam Kalatale Venu Hare Kandanam Om Shri Mahachandanam Vanditam Mahapatikam Pranasanaya Namo Namah Tuhan Govindaya Namo Namah. Shivanan, you by the head, facing east, right? Nice. All of them flowers. Hey, get my pretty. Right, that microphone is over there? It's good, I think. We got a little juice there, right? Sound check 1, 2. Sound 1, 2.
Some volume on the mic. Some volume on the mic.
Volume on the mic, boy.
Sound check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's on. Sound check 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. बोले श्रीमापति महादेव की जय सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय Prabhaktojan, Shubh Swagatam and welcome to this morning's Sandhya. As we join with members of this family in the Antishti Karam Samskar, the funeral rites of our beloved father. At this time, my dear friends and devotees, whilst we take the opportunity to commence our worship, I invite you all to stand as we join in opening prayer and pratna. Let us all clasp our hands and bow our heads. Let us close the physical eyes as we pray to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. He is Leela Purushottamaha. He is the divine Lord and Master of the universe. Prabhu, may you open the doorways of Hari Vaikuntha and may you bestow darshan upon that soul, we pray. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. He Ram. He Ram. He Ram. Hame daya karo. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namo Namah. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namam. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastangatophi va Yasmarit Pundarikaksho Sabhayantra Suche. Om Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kam Suchana Umardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagat Guru Mukam karoti vachalam pangulam gayate grim yat kripatamaham mande paramananda madhavam. He Krishna karuna sindhu dina bandhu jagat pite Radha kanta gopikanta Radha kanta namostute. Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. एक बार बोले कृष्ण भगवान की जय. Blessed by the thing there, by the grass. You may have your respectful seats at this time. This morning, throughout our rituals, you will realize that 5 manzil will be made, 5 pindas will be offered, and whilst we do this, very simply, we are offering gratitude to Bhagwan. This morning, our ceremony and our rituals are very simple. It's simply offering gratitude to God and thanking Bhagwan for allowing the Atma, the soul, a human body, whilst upon the earth. So this morning, my dear friends, the 5 manzil, the 5 pindas, we are thanking Bhagwan again for allowing the Atma, a human body, whilst upon the earth. The human body is comprised by the 5 elements. The first element to leave the body is the element of space. Sometimes, moments or hours or days before death, a person will stop speaking because the space in the body is now filled with liquid and it cannot create sound. So the first element is no longer. The second element to leave the body is the element of air, prana or breath. And when someone is no longer breathing, what does it mean? Marga, the person is no longer. The third element to leave the body is the element of fire. If you were to feel your hands this morning, you will feel heat, representing the element of fire. And whilst the breath leaves the body, the heat also leaves the body gradually. So 3 elements have left. Leaving today 2 elements. The water element, the liquid within the body, and the earth element which creates the body. And so today we bring Shanti or peace to these 2 elements. So whilst we make these offerings, we offer gratitude to the Divine Lord. So as we commence our rituals, at this time we perform purification. Take the water. Harihi Om Swastena Indro Brihasva Sarvaha Swastena Pusha Vishwaviraha Swastena Sakshurarishtiremi Swasteno Brahaspati Dadharatu Paya Prativiyam Paya Voshreshu Payo Devyantrikshay Santumayam Ratamasi Vishnu Sap Sri Vishnu Surasi Vishnu Dravamasi Vishnu Sri Vishnu Tvam Holy Pindas. Take the first one. Keep on giving him the area. Right, Hannah. Right, put a little bit of the rice and black too. Om Sri Moolam Pindamaya Dhyate Pretanantadayakam Pratishtatam Panchatattva Shanti Atmanmaya Dhyate Pretanantadayakam Pratishtam Om Adya Mukpritasya. Take his name in your mind. Tarpanam Maya Dhyate Pretanantadayakam Pratishtam. The Chandan. Of Chandan. Chandan Nipinda. Om Sri Kasturi Rakam Lalata Patale Vasyastale Kaustuvam Nasagre Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandanam Sarvange Hari Chandanam Sularitam Kante Chamuktavale Gopi Sri Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandanam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Take the next pinda. Om Sri Maha Dvaityam Pindamaya Dhyate Pretanantadayakam Pratishtam Harihi Om Adya Mupritasya Pritnamasya. Sri Maha Iti Tarpanam Maya Dhyate Chandan Prati Grahitam Sri Kasturi Rakam Nalat Patale Vasyastale Kaustuvam Nasagre Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandram Sri Maha Sugandim Samarpayami. Take the next pinda, you are fight here by the knot. Om ओम श्री महातृतीयं पिंडामयाध्यते प्रेतानंतधायकं प्रतिष्ठितम् ओम आद्यमुप्रेतस्य प्रेतनामस्य take his name in your mind तर्पणं मयाद्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठम् ओम श्री चंदनं मयाद्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठितं श्री महासुगंधिं समर्पयामि. The next song going down. ओम श्री महाचतुर्थं पिंडामयाद्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठं नारायणाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. ओम श्री महावता ओम श्री महातिकिनिमय तर्पणं मयाद्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठम् ओम कंदचंदनं देवानं गन्हारिणं सुमिरोहरं विदेप्रणं सूरासृष्ट चंदन प्रतिग्रहितं. The next song coming in top the flowers here by the knot in the grass, right? ओम श्री पंचमं पिंडामयाध्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठितम् ओम आद्यमुप्रेतस्य प्रेतनामस्य taking him तर्पणं मयाध्यते प्रेतानंतदायकं प्रतिष्ठम् ओम श्री चंदनं मयाध्यते perfume सुगंधिं संकल्पं करिष्टे मालिकार्हिणी सुगंधेनि मल्लिकार्हिणैवा प्रभु मालहृतानि पूजर्तं पुष्पं प्रतिग्रहितम्. All right, take flowers in your hand. Very briefly this morning we join in a brief pravachan taken from our scriptures. As we begin our pravachan this morning, we begin with a beautiful quote by Sri Satya Sai Baba. He says if you do not want to go into a marriage, you can cancel the engagement. If you do not want to go to the cinema, you can postpone it for a next day. But the last journey that is called death can neither be cancelled nor postponed. We make preparations months, years in advance for our wedding, isn't that so? We make preparations to go to the cinema, sometimes days or hours in advance. But the question that is posed before all of us this morning, what preparations are we making for the journey that is called death? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever taken time to think about death and the journey that is called death? Have you ever taken time to think about the preparations for death? Death is a topic that we all refrain from. And it's a topic that we wish not to speak about. But in today's world, and more than ever, death is becoming a part of our everyday life and living. Just yesterday, I had at least 6 people call me for a funeral. For the morning, at least 4 people already called. Funerals reigning these days. Death is amongst us, my dear friends. We are here today, but we don't know for tomorrow. So hence the reason we must begin to prepare for this journey that is called death. But when we talk about preparation for death, what are we speaking about? We are not talking about which funeral agency, whether cremation or buried. Nothing like that, because none of that really matters. We are talking about what preparations are you making with your Creator for when death comes. You know the beautiful saying, it says, that the strength of the traveler lies in the extent of the actual preparations made for the particular journey. If we are going to Miami and we do not make reservations, when you reach there, what has happened? You're lost. Or let me look at right Trinidad. If you go Port of Spain and you don't know where you're going, when you reach, what has happened? You feel you're lost. Likewise, if you don't make peace with God, and if you don't begin to serve God, and if you don't begin to prepare for that, to go to God, when that time comes, my dear friends, what will happen? We'll be lost. Then the question arises this morning, how do we prepare for the journey that is called death? In Ramcharitramanas, Shri Ram tells to Bharat, Lakshmana, Satrughan, let us listen. Jaya Rama Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Bari Ba पावा सुला सुलभ सब ग्रंथ न गावा सारन नामा मोक्ष कर द्वारा पाई नहीं संलोक संभारा। बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम। बोलो श्री राम जय जय राम। Shri Ram says, "Bade bhagya manusya tanu pava." The human birth is the greatest gift from God, and we must use this birth to attain God. And how do we do that? By serving God. We are given this human body to serve God. And then the question arises, how do we serve God? For Hindus, we think that serving God is getting up in the morning and offer a whole bucket of dar. And in the evening, light out all the diya you have in the house. And if you see somebody doing that, a man, he could real pray. But sometimes you do all that and the neighbor dog come across after. What does happen? What does happen? Jai Bhagwan. My dear friends, whilst your rituals is great and good, even greater than that, it is said, service to humanity is service to God. Every day when you get the opportunity to serve God, grasp the opportunity. When we hear service to humanity, service to God, what's the first thing come to our mind? Take $100 and give it to somebody. Buy some groceries and give it. But then you know what people say, Baba, I don't have for myself, how I could give to people, or then how I could serve mankind. Even greater than that, my dear friends, every day when you meet somebody, tell them something to motivate them, to inspire them to success in life, my dear friends. The mere words that you utter have a great impact in others' life. Be careful what you say and what you tell people. We may look at others and we may not understand what they are going through. And we don't know how much they are going through. But the little good things and words of encouragement that you give will go a long way and help them in life, my dear friends. So hence the reason, grasp the opportunity to use this body to serve God, my dear friends, through the medium of service to humanity, service to God. When you get the opportunity to do something good with these hands, grasp it, my dear friends. In today's world, what we just do? If we get a chance to go in a puja and help make the roti, we just say, man, I just go in because our prayer is coming up and I will help to make the parasad. It's do for do. Isn't that so? My dear friends, the old people used to say, if you can't do something good, then don't do it at all. Grasp the opportunity and do as much as you can. But whenever you get the opportunity to do something good, do it out of love, my dear friends. Do it out of love, seeking nothing in return, but only the blessings of Bhagwan. Why? Because there's only two things that we can take with us when we depart from this world. Anybody know what's that? Mama Birano, that is stay here. The 2-inch line you just kill and fight for, that is remain right here. What you can carry with you, the bhajan tells to us. Hare koi nare chale dhanna bhan ke gatariya, koi nare chale dhanna bhan ke gatariya, 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 re koi nare chale dhanna bhan ke gatariya. You are sent with a gatariya. Gatariya means pot. What is the pot? The atma or the soul. What you full in that pot is what you will carry with you. And what can you full in that pot? You see the good things you do and you didn't get recognition for it, you're carrying that. Not the good things you do and you post it on social media for like and name and fame and share, you know, that is remain here. But the good things that you did from your heart, seeking nothing in return, you're carrying that. And you see the bad things you do and you thought you get away, Jai Bhagwan, you're carrying that with you too. Karma Pradhan Ek Samrata, the only thing you could carry with you when you depart from this world is the good and the bad that you have done, my dear friends. The Bible says, death does not distinguish between the king nor the beggar. He calls to everyone. In today's world, we think if we have a little money or we have a little possession, material possession, we could outlive everybody. But one sickness take you and all your money done. Isn't that so? That's reality. Because death does not distinguish between the king nor the beggar. The beautiful Kahani says that there once lived a king and his servant. The king was sitting on his throne and the servant at the gateway. So Yamraj came. In Hinduism, Yamraj is the lord of death. So when Yamraj came, he looked at the servant, he said, listen, I am here to meet with the Raja, the king. If you hear the lord of death is here to meet with you, what time it is? Anybody know? Nobody know? Jai Bhagwan. Oh, you want to find out? Time to go. Very good. Time to go. So the servant, as he went into the kingdom, he told the Yamraj, he said, listen, I have to go in the kingdom and bring the king by the gateway. So Yamraj said, listen, time is against me. I'm making a wrongs and I'll come back. Bring him by the gate. So the servant went into the kingdom and he saw the Raja sitting on the throne. So he said, Raja, Yamraj coming to meet you by the gate. So Yamraj went, my dear friends. The king said, listen, servant, would you like to be a king for the day? So he said, no problem. So the servant took out his garments, and the king wore the servant garments, and the servant wore the king garments. The king, now disguised as the servant, looked at the servant disguised as the king and tell him, look, you sit on the throne and I'll go at the gateway. So the servant disguised as the king is sitting on the throne, and the king disguised as the servant is at the gateway. Yamraj came. He said, I thought I'd tell you bring the king. He said, listen, I'm opening the gate. Go straight in the kingdom. He's sitting on the throne. You can take him right in. Yamraj said, listen, time is against me. Forget the king and I'll carry you instead. My dear friends and devotees, death does not distinguish between the king nor the beggar. He calls to everyone. This morning as I conclude my pravachan, I remind you it's a wake-up call that death is knocking on any and every door. Wake up, begin to serve God, live in unity and harmony, and begin to create peace in your life and with God. Create that space so that when you depart from this world, my dear friends, you will ascend to the realm of Hari. Bole Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. Press the flowers. Open here. The Chandan. Chandan, right? His average. Om Sri Kanda Chandanam Devanam Ganharinam Sumiroharam Viripranam Sura Srishtat perfume Chandanam Prati Grahitam. Let's pray, go straight down. Come on back. Om Gandadvara Dudadarasham Gandagrihan Devasya Deva Deva Jagatam Prabhu Deva Deva Jagatam Prabhu Sri Mahasugandim Samarpayami Mama. Yeah.
It just be real only.
Yeah.
So it just be malano.
Huh? Yeah. I saw a bus in the mother, right? Alright, nice, cool. Om Sri Mahapushpam Malamayadhyate Pretanantadayakam Pratishtam Harihi Om Sri Malikarini Sugandeni Malikarini Va Prabhu Malahritani Puchartam Pushpadanam Prati Grahitam Om Krishnaya Govindaya Vasudevaya Nandacha Gopi Gopala Radha Kantaye Namo Namaha Om Namo Vratapate Namah Namo Vishwapate Namah Namo Kevapate Namo Namaham. Very good. Theology. Who's the person for theology? Anjali. So this time we will now have the eulogy.
morning, everybody. Born to parents Elizabeth and David Chan on the 23rd of October 1961, Mahase Sadassie, fondly called Boyie, was taken from his parents at the tender age of 4 by his maternal grandmother, Popo, who, together with her husband Pulchan, raised him as their own child. Uncle Boyie was the 7th of 10 siblings, 7 boys and 3 girls. He grew up with his guardians, Popo and Pulchan, in Sangre Grande, where he received his schooling. Uncle Boyie was married to Asha Khan in an arranged marriage on the 2nd of November 1980, a union which produced 4 beautiful children, Devanan, Leela, Reshma, and Dave, and 4 wonderful grandchildren, Brandam, Liam, Jasmine, Zion, and Matthias. Although Uncle Boyie became estranged from his wife after 12 years of marriage, they maintained an on and off relationship for 3 years, after which he finally left and came to Guaracara, where he settled. Uncle Boyie then went on to have a relationship with Seema, who gave him 3 precious children, Samantha, Sunny, and Shahis. Uncle Boyie was a real good bus-up shot and pepper roti maker who enjoyed liming, fishing, cooking, and drinking with his friend Papu. He usually accompanied Uncle Priestman wherever he went to do prayers. He also took an active role in all the Hindu celebrations. Uncle Boyie and my father, Uncle Krishna, he was his general handyman and co-pilot. Everywhere Daddy had to go, Uncle Boyie went with him. I guess that this trip into the afterlife was no exception. Although Uncle Boyie's siblings will feel the brunt of his tongue whenever he imbibed in liquor for picking his coconut or crossing him, nothing could have changed the love he had for them. He maintained a very close relationship with Auntie Asha and his children. Uncle Boyie succumbed to his illness on the 10th of January 2022 after spending 6 days at the medical institution. So, as we bid farewell to a father, grandfather, brother, uncle, and friend, we pray that Almighty God will take care of his soul and grant him eternal rest as the angels take him into paradise.
So this time we now have a tribute.
Good morning, everyone. So the person that we're celebrating today is my dad. I am his 2nd daughter, 3rd of 7 children, right? So we're just going to have a small tribute of the way that we will remember him. So for anyone who knew Boyie, they knew he was a free spirit. Although not the most present father to his 7 children, he did spend a lot of time with the 2 eldest, Devnan and Leela, and the 2 he adopted, my mother's sister, Christina and Sherry. They often shared fond memories of playing gun shooting and going to fish and how good his river fish would taste. I can't say they lied. The man really had a good hand for cooking. My mother would say that he taught her to cook plenty things when they first got married. And those who know the story of the boil and fry dumplings knows exactly what I was talking about. Although they were divorced, my parents still kept in touch. She would call him, that was she partner, once every week, once every 2 weeks, just to check in and see how he was going. And then call all of us after and say, go and call your father and see how he going. The man loved his grandchildren. What he didn't do for his own children, he did for his grand. They would call him Papa Ruff Ruff and Papa and Grandpa. the man would baby them to eat his food and breaks for them when they make mischief and getting punished. And he never did that for us as far as I remember. And no one could cook better than his Betia, although we joked that he called her that name because he never remembered what her name was. Looking back, he really did call us all out on our food. Lila couldn't cook good and I couldn't cook at all. Now that he is gone, he took with him the opportunity to know and build a better relationship with his children and grandchildren. In his quiet moments, he would talk about family and how sometimes he wished things were different. And if he asked for someone and I said I haven't heard from them in a while, he would say, forget the past, life too short, time to make things better and move on from that. And in his passing, I think he brought us all together, and that wish he had was fulfilled. Rest peacefully, Daddy.
So we leave now, it's all open for me. Boyie Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. My dear friends and devotees, at this time, we'll leave the floor open. Very briefly, if there's anyone who would like to say a few words, very briefly, you can do so. 15, 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Good morning, all. I must say that I listened to the pundit, and what struck me, I love to write, was that he said that God does not have favorites. And after Boyie's death, I pray that when the body leaves here, we don't go back to our old ways. Let us learn something from Boyie's death. Let us learn to live in unity. COVID has us scorning one another. COVID has us not wanting to even call one another. But what we are saying after this death, let it make a difference to all of us. A phone call. We always on Facebook, on Messenger, a message. These are the things that will keep us going in this COVID season. Look at how we have to stand apart from one another. So let us pray and hope that this season will bring us closer together. What have we learned from what the pundit said? What are we taking away from this funeral? I will not say anything about Boyie again because everything was said. And the tears I cried because anywhere Krishna had to go, Boyie went with him. And on Saturday with Krishna 40 days. And I think that this death, like Krishna carried him too. Because so maybe he called him Boyie, and Boyie is going there and he's going to be very close to him. So please, members of the Chan family, come together. Let us not despise one another because of COVID. COVID should bring us closer together. Thank you.
Yes, about it.
Mandaji, devotees, friends, family, Namaste, Sitaram. Today we will farewell Tom to Boyie. But you know that nothing in this world, as you see, right? Nothing is possible. Not even this possible. Everything is temporary. And if we learn and understand that, we will be able to live with love and peace and harmony. So let us join as we say a word of prayer. As we are Sri Krishna, to bless that soul, that Atma of our dear beloved. Oh.
बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। This time
Let us all stand as we join in our final arti. One. Jab. Jab. 1 minute, devotees.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. Everybody here because I'm the boy. And I want everybody to remember I'm the boy as this. When you have a wedding, there is number one dancer.
Beri dolar nem. Di dolar.
When you have a line, there is number one man. We prepare both of us for our weddings, and we should remember I'm the boy like that. I'm the boy teach me love and life. And for that, I'm the boy.
Oh, let's take up the man and step on there. Let's stand up and watch it. You some water, boy. You better some water.
Jadi potong. Tanpa ni ikut nasan saya.
Naik.
Macam terus.
Naik. Yeah, now we're so.
Okay, we sorry about that. We had somebody fainted in. That's a friend of Uncle Boyie, so I want everybody to remember Uncle Boyie as this a good, caring, loving, happy person. Because what everyone should know is Uncle Boyie was that person. Pleasant good evening.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, we did film.
चल पक्की कम ना
Yeah, you go ahead now.
Greetings in a waterfall.
Greetings in the wonderful name of Jesus. I don't have much to say, but I would say rest in peace, Uncle Boyie, because they say Uncle Krishna was a craftsman, but Uncle Boyie beat them up. I know Auntie Seema, I know Auntie Asha. He had children all over. He was a craftsman, and he was a nice person. You could tell him no, he would say alright. You could tell him yes, he still say alright. So I bid him farewell, rest in peace, Uncle Boyie.
Take the sweet, huh? Take the sweet, huh? Rest on the box. Rest on the sprinkle water in the bowl. Om Sriya Pavitram Pavitruha Va Sarvavasangato Piva Yasmarit Pundarikaksho Sabhayantraha Suche Sri Govindaya Namo Nama Chandanano Om Kasturi Rakam Nalata Patale Vasyastale Kausuvam Nasagre Varamukshitam Karatale Venu Hare Kandanam Perfume ओम श्री महासुगंधिम मया ध्याते प्रेतानंददायकं प्रतिष्ठं फ्लावर्स ओम श्री मल्लिकार्हिनी सुगंधेनि पंचतत्वा शांति श्री महापुटलिधानम प्रतिग्रहितम. Okay, man, the first one then. And the first one. Om Sri Moolam Putalidanam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtatam. Om Sri Dvaityam Putalidanam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. Om Sri Trityam Putalidanam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. Om Chaturtam Putalidanam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. Om Sri Pancham Putalidanam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. Hari Om. This one is Adhyam Pritasya Pritnamasya. Take him. Sri Mahaiti Akshatam Dhan Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. What is it? Light up home. Open the camera so they can do the arti. We join in the final arti. So listen, Shivanan, you're arting 5 times day, and then you're arting while walking around the box 5 times. All right, a chance, eh? Yeah. Hari Om Yam Dware Mahagauri Ananda Panchatattva Shanti Artyam Mayadhyate Pretanandadayakam Pratishtam. Jai Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare Jai Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Jab char taraf andiyara ho आशा का दूर किनारा हो. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो. और कोई न केवल हारा हो फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे. दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. एक बार बोले कृष्ण भगवान की जय. So how do we now go and do the closing prayer? When they come to view, they go put the flowers. What
Yeah, you close the prayer, I go
Right,
to
good.
set them to the archening process.
Correct. All right, take flowers. Let us all clasp hands as we bow head and close the physical eyes. As we do pratna, we pray. Hey Prabhu, hey Sarva Sachitanand, Nirakar Sarveshwara. Koti ko barambar namaskar karta ho, Prabhu. May you open the doors of Hari Vaikunt and may you accept this beautiful soul, we pray. Hari Om. Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktahinam jalardanam yat pujitam maya deva paripurnam tarasrame kahena vacha manasindreva puryatmana va prakritim subhautam karome yagya sakalam parashme narayanati samarapayami. Together. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhu cha saka Tvameva vidya dravinam Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Anidhino deva sanka chakra gadadada antarikshe pundarikaksho preta mukshaha pradho bhava. At this time, let us pray for that soul. Bhagavan, if he has done anything wrong whilst upon this earth, knowingly or unknowingly, maaf karo. May you please forgive that soul, for it was only in the form of a human being. Jyoti Bindu Paramatma se hai meri atma ab chal kar le milan ab chal kar le milan ab chal kar मिलन परमानंदन अनुभव कर लूं परमानंदन अनुभव कर लूं धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है राम नाम सत्य है So at this time, those who like to view the body, you can come so very orderly. Those who come in to view, open
flowers on the body from 5 at a time to be fast. When you come, remember do not touch the glass, right? Is that everybody to view? Anybody else to view? View. I would appreciate it if everybody exit and go to their vehicles now, please. Right, I think it's So, they'll want everybody to depart. So if you're going to your vehicle, make your way.
Anything about it, me I hear full song yet. Well, I saw that all I saw was I thought it's not a problem, but just see what happens. Just hold on to that. study the Christian body back. Spread it to the ground too, yes ma'am. Yeah, I said how to do that. How to cut off, I thought there was like I said give up playlist. By the time you study now, hello boys, okay again? I'll just come and help the pole put on the cloth on, so the cloth and block please. What's the way you doing? I'll go back to the milk in the water then. Yep. Alright, this one. What's up? Just put your boy. Right, you know they pull out? Spin around. Put all the sticks in the south, right? When you milk in the outside of any box there. Take my hand,